Factor axis, karmic channels. The temporal ethereal constituent of a person doesn't exist, because person always uses the temporal ethereal constituent of the whole stereoform. By means of resonational interactions among different interests, thoughts, feelings, experiences, you gradually get or attract from the temporal ethereal constituent only the forma copies, which correspond to the current scenario. Every scenario is a definite sequence of inertial changes of forma copies from various realizational niches that is written all over the situations. For example, now I am experiencing the state as related to you in such situation, in such conditions. One year ago, at our meeting by a fireplace on IFAR, I experienced the same states through the same forma copy. And the multitude of people living now, 1,000 years ago, 100,000 years ago, in different circumstances, experience the same feeling through the same forma copy in their time flows. Because those experiences are included into scenarios of their development by means of definite energy informational interrelations. I know it's very complicated to understand it all, but I don't want to make it easier to you. Otherwise, it's going to turn to lie. It's better to misunderstand something now, but to know that something is not the same as you used to imagine. It is better to know nothing. How does it work? This turns to one place, that to another. How do I manage to feel the same in that time flow, if there I have different knowledge? I have totally another scenario there, and there will be quite another scenario. 100,000 years forward, how can I use one and the same forma copy here and here? You use not one and the same forma copy, but one and the same conglomerate of knowledges and experiences. One and the same conglomerate of experience, which represents a kind of a role. Imagine 1, 2, 300 roles and spread one to the whole universe. From the role, you get what you're interested in mostly right now. Imagine that originally the letter is related to the configuration of the current stereotypes group which you use. From the very beginning, everything is interrelated. You can go, escape to nowhere, if you have expressed interest exactly in this direction. Therefore, you are already in this scenario. What is the scenario? It is the dynamics of forma copies, meaning, not forma copies themselves, forget forma copies. They live simultaneously different lives, experiencing themselves personally in various situations. Every instant in any realizational niche, an experience is distributed to all the people who are able to feel it in different time flows. Meaning, they have a wish to experience it in their scenarios, but not through forma copies and the focus of dual reflection. Then, what is the focus of dual reflection? It is the flip side of the focus of close attention. It is impossible to separate the focus of dual reflection from the focus of close attention, and vice versa. They are like matter and antimatter. They are like two sides of the same coin. If there one appears, so in the focus of dual reflection, the other appears too. Because originally, it all is still laced with definite energy informational interrelations, over which it is impossible to jump or to avoid them. Nothing can be done with them. If you made a choice, get only this result and no other. If you made another choice, get only the corresponding result. Because, originally, the result has been existing in a realizational niche. The other stuff is there too, but you haven't responded to it. Your interest is a projector to your reality, to your individual world, of all that exists in that narrow diapason of the forma copy. If you have no interest in that diapason, that forma copy is non-existent to you, absolutely as if non-existent. There are karmic channels by which that forma copy has the opportunity to manifest itself in your self-consciousness, by the dynamics of the focus of dual reflection too. Karmic channel is the way, some informational way to the primary time axis. And the primary time axis is structured with a multitude of frequencies and diapasons of the nouveau forms, which you are focusing in at this moment. The primary time axis defines one of the factor axes, where the present information might be deposited. Have you caught it? There is no such a construction, where the primary time axis is something and the factor axis is something another, and the rest is the primary time axis. There is nothing like this. All the primary time axis is a combination of factor axis. If I didn't introduce a concept of factor axis, I couldn't describe the dynamics of the primary time axis for you. Exactly the dynamics of different frequencies and levels, where the dynamics of the focuses of dual reflection of either pharmacopy from holographic systems is capable to appear in very, very tiny diapasons. Depending on the extent to which it all is related to your focus of close attention. It does or doesn't cause your reaction. It is or isn't influencing your choice right now. Meaning, the creative dynamics of pharmacopies from holographic systems is always present in your primary time axis. Because the primary time axis is structured with karmic channels. The karmic channels of all the two lowest Iissiidiology centers and all the lowest sector of sub-levels of the next two centers. I mean the personal self-consciousness. Don't forget, the personal self-consciousness.